Hey, welcome along. It's Monday morning. Things were going a little bit slow, so I thought the Lynx is the way to shake that up. And I'm just going to go and chase some speed out here for a bit of a video. Hopefully we can get comfortable on this wheel and start to find some of this speed. So I'll go over to the usual place I do a bit of speed running. I'll put the Lynx into the high speed mode and just start to see what we can do over there. Don't think it's going to be a very long video. I might chat about a few thoughts and yeah, just say good morning. Thanks for coming along for another one of these videos. So I still haven't really pushed this wheel up to speeds yet because I'm still only in the first few hundred kilometers with it. And you got to take your time to find your balance and find the way you ride it and get comfortable before you push it. I think that's important, and really important to gear up if you're going to do this and to find the right kind of place that's empty. And yeah, you're just finding all those new limits with your wheel and yourself, and it's all a bit different than your other wheel. Maybe you've been riding something already, or maybe you're just starting to do this for the first time. You want to watch your pedal clearance just on the corners if you're going to start to take things tight, and learn to brake. For me, I think I'll try to chat about a few little tips that I do. I've just picked these up from riding around. I think when you first get on a wheel, you think it's all feet based and you're just leaning and your feet are holding you on. But you realize pretty quickly that it's really got a lot to do with the top of your legs as well, and the way that you tense your knees and lock yourself into the wheel at different times, and also lock yourself off the wheel. Sometimes you want one leg flexed out here like this, and sometimes you want one wheel really pressed up tightly, especially when you're cornering. You'll watch this here, and as I come around this corner, the wheel starts to wobble, and you want to keep it in control with this leg. But if you start to come the other way, that's all reversed. You don't want to move really suddenly. You want to give yourself enough room to brake and learn to brake. If you just start to lean back, and you're not in control and you're not tight, you're going to start to wobble. You're probably going to panic. And then sometimes your first reaction when you panic is to try to step off the wheel. And when you're doing that at speeds, you're going to really hurt yourself. So, when I brake, I like to lock in, bend backwards, just a smooth movement, just like sitting on the toilet or a chair. It's just a real, and practice it. You don't have to be going fast to be able to pull up without wobbling the wheel. You want it to be stable and then get going again. So it really is a matter of those balance, the controlling your balance so much. It's a lot of the ball of my feet and then the heel of my foot. Ball of my feet to get going, heel of my foot, and leaning in with the top of your shins, not your feet. And when I brake, it's more of an angled down movement. It's not straight backwards. I'm not just staying upright and going like this. That's going to make you really a bit top heavy, and you just want to try to get low. It's the same thing when you're going for the speed, is get lower, keep yourself tight, compact, and be prepared. Visualize sort of where you're going and what you're going to do. Give yourself space to turn. Allow that clearance with your pedal. And you might panic. Things might go wrong. So be prepared to wobble and come off, and you don't want to do it. So just pace yourself and build yourself up. Get those skills with the wheel. If you're doing it a little bit like this, I'm just having a bit of a comfortable get to know the track. But I'm also starting to feel that I'm feeling a little more tilted forward than I'd like to be. So set yourself up before you really push it, because you want everything to be just pinpoint if you're going to chase that full-on speed that these wheels are capable of, and especially this Lynx. And the other real thing to consider is your weather, because if it's windy, this wheel is so light and flickable, it does pick up. If you're using a gyro or a stick or something to film yourself, that's going to come into play. So just set yourself up right, get your skills up before you really try to race your mates. It's fun, you know, going for the speed and pushing your limits. You know, the Lynx is a lot more flighty than, say, the V13 for these speed runs. What I want to be able to do is hang off the wheel a little bit more in the corners, but this wheel's just, you know, so much fun and power that it's just kind of different. Kind of different than any other wheel, I guess, in a really, really good way. But it does affect, you know, your rideability between wheels. So you can't just get on it thinking, right, I'm just going to do this huge hang off the side, because if you do that, this wheel's leaning over with you where the V13 isn't. And because this wheel leans over with you, that pedal gets a lot closer to the ground and that can catch. And your body just can't get off the side. So, you know, you can't really lean that big wheel off and then it wants to wobble because of the weight. It's not as solid as that V13 was. You know, and for me, I guess I'm not racing, I'm not on the track, but I do like to chase a bit of speed. So I'm still getting my technique down. I kind of do this bit of a whoosh, whoosh. You know, I don't just full lean in to the max of the wheel. I kind of like to just have a bit of a lean in and then a bit more of a lean in, and same with braking, not doing it all at once to just throw all that weight down on the wheel. I just do a little brake and a little bit more as I get closer, and then if I'm in emergency, it's a real, you know, real throwback. And this wheel's got the power to be able to lean in super well and get it going like no other wheel. But then you can also brake really, really well. You've got that strong power to be able to do that. But make sure you give yourself the room and, you know, get used to those little flighty feels, because it does want to bug out and wobble on you. You've got to control it. All right, I'm going to go find a bigger car park, because this one's just too tight and it's got too much obstruction, and then the corners are too tight and it's on a hill, so it's not giving me what I need. So I've just found this tiny little straight here. It's in a car park, so it's all private and there's no cars here, it's closed off. And I've got these two little speed humps that are just, I don't know, I've probably only got 100 meters. And, you know, this is getting up to 85 kilometers. And I'm still getting fresh with the wheel, getting my settings in. I still feel sketchy, but I can still do this. You've really got to watch yourself. You know, I'm not going to encourage this unless you're in the right place, right environment, right wheel. Things can go really wrong even when you think they're going right. So, yeah, you know, take it really easy. I've got a full setup of Kevlar pants on. I've got Kevlar riding jeans, Albone Stars. Sorry, I just had to concentrate on this speed run. It's nuts. Oh, what did we get to? 86.8. Okay, we're getting there, and I'm just starting to find the feet with it. So, wow, it just goes a little bit faster than the V13. The V13, you need more room to do this. because it takes a while to get going, whereas this is just going straight away. So be ready when you lean in, you know. Be ready to pull up as well when you hit the end, because you need space at that speed. Good way to get that Monday started and pick that pace for the week up. Anyway, let's go again. Lean, 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 relax a bit, lean, watch these bumps. This road's bumpy. And then give it a bit more. And then give yourself that room. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Speed hump, jump. Yeah, so I've got on some good riding jeans. They're a Kevlar based jean that are really popular here in Australia. They're called Dragon. I've ridden with them for years and I know that they hold up. They'll sort of do a 7-second slide. I think they've been rated for. So I'm using those jeans in case I come off, and then I've got knee pads on top of that, which are the Leaperkim Z frame. They've crashed with me a few times. We've got history, and they do a really great job of protecting my knees and also a little bit of twist injury. Then I've got a really good helmet on. I've got leather gloves that are actually riding gloves and full knuckle protection. So, you know, I'm riding for the slide and I'm riding in case I fall off. And I guess I kind of do that all the time anyway, because I've ridden motorbikes for years and I've seen a lot of things, and even people just commuting or having slow fun end up in trouble sometimes. Yeah, I still want this wheel a little softer in the pedals. It still feels different than my in-motion stuff, so I'm still not used to it at all. It feels really foreign. I don't have as much spike as I want on the pedal. You know, I'm still picking up wobble because I feel like I'm centered differently than I am on both or all my other wheels. And they all have their thing. They all have their differences. So I don't have too long to play today. I guess it's really just a video of me trying to get some speed comfort with the Lynx. And it's really good, really comfortable. The thing I really need to just caution on is how easily it gets, you know, off center. A bit of wind drag, or if you just kind of lean the wrong way, or at speed especially, every single movement that you make, it's enhanced. It's like times 5 to 10 when you're traveling at those speeds. So really lock yourself in, be compact, think about your movements and get it right. Make sure you get it right when you're traveling at 90 kilometers per hour. Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna get to this other car park. I think you've seen it all before. It's usually quite empty and quite large, but they're just speed humps and tight corners. So I really haven't got the right place around me yet that I've found to put this wheel all the way to the test. But in that short straight back there, I was getting up to, you know, 86, which was quite impressive, I think. So over here, I've got just a bit of space. It looks like there's 2 lanes free. And, you know, I'm not sure. I'll try to measure. I think it's about 100-meter stretch. But then you'll see here, I've got such a tight corner. I've got to give a bit of room and sweep in. Keep an eye on that. And I know I can do it, but as I said, I can't really hang off this wheel and take that corner yet like I want. So I'm going to have a bit of a play. Don't have long. I'll get some speed runs here and then, yeah, edit it all together and see how it looks. I've been using darkness spot to capture a little bit of that, the wheel settings as I go. And I think it's working this time. I've done it before and sometimes I get a bit of a glitch. Just take the camera around this track. You see it's a tight left here. Got to watch the speed bump in the middle. Try not to hit that. Give yourself room to take this sweep. Usually that was my longest straight ahead, but I've got to watch this BMW. I don't want to hit that car. I can then take this straight down here, which gives me a little, it's not quite as aggressive in this turn to the left. But yeah, it's really just this little tiny space to not really race or push myself, but get used to things and get my feels on, and maybe hopefully give you guys something from this as well. So I'll feel my legs and see if you can see what I'm doing, and if I'm doing anything good or bad, let me know in the comments. You know, really most important thing I think is pressing that outer leg against the wheel when you're taking the left-handers, sometimes sweeping it out and then taking it a little bit wider, and just, you know, steering straight through the corner. Look where you're exiting the corner while you're going into it, so you kind of know your line. You don't want to get halfway caught and looking at your feet and thinking about so much, and the next thing you're into the fence. And do it slow and just take a run, and slowly you'll build it up. You'll get a little bit faster and a little bit faster, and you want to be comfortable before you really take it faster. Learn to brake, get the wobbles gone, play with your foot placement. If it's not working, move your pads, play with your settings on your wheel. If it's still not working and you're just not feeling it that day, go home. It's not the day. Use that intuition that you've got, because it tells you, you know, your body knows if you're feeling sketchy. But sometimes your brain and your mind and your peer pressure and your mates, you know, you want to get that extra 10 kilometers out of it. There we go. What a way to spend a Monday morning. Definitely sped things up and filled my thrill cup a little bit. It's needed that, actually. Probably need that every day just to kickstart my day and get me pumped like that. How good is it? I'm especially kind of stoked at how easily and you know, I got up to those speeds, and I'm still adjusting my pedal angles, I'm still getting my pads right, I'm still trying to find myself on the wheel, but already I'm comfortable enough to do that. But yeah, I've got to say, it's not easy. I mean, it is and it isn't. I can only do that because I've probably pushed that V13 in a similar way, and I guess I'm kind of used to what might go wrong. So please, you know, don't try and just chase 90k if you've just bought your LEAPERKIM and it's your first wheel, and you just got to gear up. Yeah, you know, I'd feel bad if you go and smash yourself, and makes EUCs look bad in general if people get hurt too often. So yeah, you just avoid the emergency room, keep your wheel looking shiny. My wheel still looks perfect, which I'm really happy about. So far so good with this LEAPERKIM. In that little tight car park, it's probably the most fun I've had, you know, on a wheel, and probably got it up to the most speeds. And yeah, I'm not that experienced on the wheel yet. So yeah, I think from you know, for a first batch wheel, I've probably had the least problems with this wheel, and you know, having the most fun within the first couple of 100 kilometers on these little speed runs in those tight car parks. I've got to say that this Lynx is probably one of the most fun wheels I've had. It's light enough, has enough get up and go, and is so powerful that you can do it in that short space and give yourself the room to pull up. You could do it on the V13, you could do it on a V11 and a V14. They're all a different experience, but this one just seems to do it a little bit easier. You know, you don't have to work as hard as you did on the V13. You're not right on the edge like you are on the V14. In the V11, you could only ever do it up to the 55, you know, kilometre per hour mark, which was a fantastic way to get me started. But you soon want to double that, don't you? And you're chasing 110. So far, I think 86 kilometres I hit today. That's what the app said. And either way, it felt fast enough. I'm not trying to break records. You know, I just want to have fun, stay alive, and keep having fun. Sometimes pushing yourself too far brings you unstuck. So I'll do what I can, and I'll do what I am capable, and I'll try to get better. I'll see you next time for another video, I guess. You have a really good week. I think I might be back this week with another video. I'll try to get my edits up and keep busy, and I'm getting pretty stoked about wheels at the moment, so it's good to get out every day and enjoy it, isn't it? See you later. Have a really good week. I'll see you next time for another video. This is Forward and Back from Australia. See you later.